Moving along with my death metal collection on my vinyl here, we come to the next band in my I section, and that is UK's slam band Ingested. I believe this is the first full-length album they did for Unique Leader. Not sure how many full-length albums they put out before this. This is the only album I have by them at the moment. I haven't heard too much by them. I bought this taking a chance because I heard several bands that were on Unique Leader through a YouTube death metal promotion page called Slam Worldwide, and they've got slam death metal, technical and brutal death metal, beat down, all kinds of stuff, down tempo, and classic death metal. So like basically it's for like death metal heads that are wanting to check out new bands. This album's okay. I don't know what the rest of their albums sound like, but it's alright. It's not amazing, but I mean, it's okay. And this album was released in 2018 on Unique Leader. Next up, another band on Unique Leader, Inherit Disease. This album's pretty cool. It's the only one I've heard by the band, so I don't know what their other stuff sounds like, but I know they have other records other than this one. And this came out in 2016, and I haven't seen anything new by them on Unique Leader, so I think maybe they just did the one album with them and then left the label, or for whatever reason it's taken them a long time to come up with their next stuff. The album is actually on a transparent olive green, but unless you really shine bright light on it, it just like looks black, so I'm not going to bother showing it to you. And that's it for letter I. I don't have any death metal bands for the letter J, so we're going to move right to the letter K, and that is Cranium Slamcosis. It's an alright album. I haven't heard too much from this band, but what I have heard has been pretty cool. This didn't come with any sort of inserts, and it's just on black vinyl, so I'm just not even going to take it out of its sleeve. There's no release date on here, so I'll have to look it up and put a sticker on it later. Next up, we have the mighty Krisiun. This is their debut album, Black Force Domain. The album jacket was made of a weird paper for this release, so when I disinfected it after getting it, which I do with all of my albums that don't come wrapped in shrink wrap, it had some issues like making some of the ink came off and left white splotches, so that sucks. But I mean, it's not the end of the world. This album's pretty cool. They actually came out with a compilation album recently that has their first demo album, as well as a split album they did with some other band, their tracks from that album, and they entitled it Arise from Blackness, and that would technically be before this in chronological order. This album came out in 1995, and I saw Krisiun live with The Crown and Cannibal Corpse back in 2000 when they were touring for their album Conquering Armageddon, and I had just discovered them with that album at that time too, so it was pretty cool. Next album I have is their 1998 album Apocalyptic Revelation. And it's just plain black vinyl. There's the sleeve that came with it. Lyrics and some story about the band and the album at the time. The recording of the album. Next up, we have the album they did with Eric Rutan. This was one of the first albums that Eric did in his studio, Mana. Conquerors of Armageddon. This is also probably my favorite album by them. This one and the next one, from what I've heard. But to be fair, I've only heard these 4 albums that I have by Krisiun. I haven't heard any of their new stuff, and I'm moving through their catalog chronologically, getting their stuff. But that being said, Krisiun is Krisiun, and from what I understand, you know what to expect from them. They're like many death metal bands. They do what they do, and you know who they are when you put on an album by them, and you're not going to be disappointed because they're very good musicians. So this album came out in 1999. Oh, did I show the... No, I didn't show the rest of the artwork, sorry. So that's the front, the back, and the inside of the gatefold. Again, I had some issues with the paper of the jacket reacting with isopropyl alcohol. Left some splotches on there, but it's not the end of the world. It didn't destroy the jacket, it just disfigured it a little. Next up is my second favorite album by them, Ageless Venomous. I had to wait some time for this to be available on vinyl, but luckily this pressing came out in 2022, and a couple of their other albums that I was waiting for represses on, so I can go ahead and secure the entire catalog chronologically when I get the opportunity to do so. Now this was advertised as being like a splatter, and it most definitely is not a splatter. It's just transparent orange. It looks nothing like the mock-up of the vinyl did when they were advertising it being for sale. I don't care though. Still good, and it's better than just plain black. But honestly, like, the different colors and presentations are cool, but I mean, honestly, you buy an album for the music, right?